really quick. Edye Button. I am Cash Flow Strategies Business Coaching. I am certified on an expert level for business coaching, which means I can work with business owners, entrepreneurs. I have a passion of working especially with women business owners because I have been through the gambit of the years of the working for the boys club in corporate America and having guys literally tell me that I'm not good enough for management. I should lower my expectations with things that I want to do. With if anybody knows me, just fired me up. Plus, I happen to have 3 daughters, one that's going to be 21 in a couple of weeks, and then my twins are 16. So that was the other thing that really pushed me, was I wanted to be a strong role model for my daughters. So about 3 years ago is why I started my coaching business. My background has been working with businesses and medical practices for over 20 years. So I do understand a lot about businesses, and more importantly, how a strong foundation is for them. Okay. Can I get on there now? Yes. Nope. Still says I can't. Shoot. Okay, I've got a PowerPoint that I want to be able to pull up. How am I going to be able to do that? Okay.
We don't do it on our side. Don't you do it on your side?
It won't let me. It says I'm disabled.
Because we don't have any buttons on here that allows you to do that.
It says host disabled participant screen sharing. So the host has to give me
hang
access.
on. We're trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't. Marianne,
yeah, you just need to go into the main thing and then just give me access. I do it all the time with my clients.
Hold on. That's just so weird because I don't know.
Try it now.
Okay, we got it.
Good job, Marianne.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So let me get it from the beginning here.
Cool.
All right. You guys can see my screen? Yes. Awesome. Okay. So what I wanted to do today was talk about 7 ways to manifest more money in your business, because the biggest problem right now, especially dealing with COVID, is people's mindsets. So what I wanted to talk about was getting out of the negative mindset and actually having a paradigm shift so that you can think more positively, and that will definitely help you when it comes to making more money in your business. So step 1 is talking about getting specific with the universe. And so you're talking about wishing and daydreaming. That's also synonymous with procrastination. A lot of people will make excuses and say they want to be successful in something, but unless they're ready to take action on it, it's just not going to happen. It's like deciding that you'd like to have a new lady's bicycle, but the problem with that is it's still just a wish. You have to be very specific with that. You have to decide that you want a 15.5-inch Dynacraft women's 21 speed air blast bike that you saw at your local sports store. It's regularly $180, but you know it's coming on sale for $148. This makes it a goal. This makes it very specific. So getting specific with the universe is you also go into the who, what, where, when, and why. You're going to get it at the local sports store. You can get it on the 5th and 12th of the month. The reason that you want to do it is you're trying to lose 20 pounds before your daughter's wedding that's going to be in a few months. So that's your motivation to get this bike, but you have to be very specific on the bike that you want. And that's where goals come into play. Now, we've talked about the who, what, when, where, and why, but what's missing more importantly is the how. How are you going to do this? So let's say you're a copywriter. You're going to be able to work all weekend, and squeezing in just one extra copywriting project before the 5th of next month is going to get you that money that's going to allow you then to go ahead and get this bike. Okay, so step 2, uncover your hidden fears and negative money mojos. These are the blockers that are really holding you back that you may or may not even realize that you're doing. So talking about that, procrastination is almost always a byproduct of fear, whether you understand what that means. FEAR, as an acronym, stands for false evidence appearing real. I also like face everything you need to make sure that you're not letting fear dictate your life. So if you break it down, just as we did with the goals and the planning a minute ago, you're going to identify repetitive thoughts that make you feel powerless, and you're going to identify repetitive actions that bleed that time and energy. Okay, so uncovering these hidden fears and negative money mojos are phrases that you say to yourself like, I'm uncomfortable with being rich. I don't deserve to be rich. Only bad people are wealthy. So you put a bad connotation on it. Money doesn't go on trees. Oh, how many people have heard that one? I have to work harder to make more money. Is this really true? Or is this just a lie you've told yourself? I'm no good with money. Spiritual people don't get rich. Actually, that's not true. Jesus was one of the richest people in his area because he had a trade. He was a carpenter. Be happy with what you have. Money is the root of all evil, which is not true. So this goes back to reframing those negative thoughts. Instead of saying money is evil, reframe it to say money is neither evil nor good. It's what you do with it. And you can help more people, including yourself and your family, if I make more money. So that'll make you feel better about that. Okay. Now, another problem with these hidden fears and negative money mojos is you tell yourself things that aren't necessarily true. You make excuses for yourself, like, I'm not ready. Oh, this is a big one. I'm not good enough. I have to do something or be something first. That goes back to the procrastination. If you don't get all of these ducks in a row first, then you cannot do this. And this is a big thing with women. We do this to ourselves. We have to believe that we have everything so prepared before we can move forward with something. And these are actually not just negative beliefs, they're negative thoughts and they're excuses that you will habitually use to avoid success. Now, here's some other thoughts. Is this thought, belief realistic? You have to ask yourself these questions. Am I throwing up objections before exploring this properly? So you're immediately just holding yourself back. Are you putting up these blocks? How can I reframe this thought more realistically? Here's a biggie. What's the worst thing that can happen? Especially with COVID-19 and everything that's going on, really, really think about that. And so, and what if? What is going to happen if you allow these fears and negative thoughts to control you? Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So step 3 is invest in your best investment is what you learn. So this is the time to invest in books, in coaching sessions, in just feeding yourself with good, positive information. And it really doesn't matter what it is. You just need to make sure that you are looking at it from the perspective of how this is really going to help you. And stop putting yourself last in everything. Okay. All right. Next slide. All right. Step 4, get real support. And you can do this from understanding whatever someone else's problem. Remember that the only one you control is you. Okay, this is huge. Okay. You can make excuses for everything that you do, but unless you take responsibility for things, even if you can't control them, you're not going to be able to help yourself. Putting blame on someone for everything else that's going on in your life is not going to help you. You have to take responsibility for that in order to take action. Changing your responses to ones that work for you, refuse to take on their stuff, keep your boundaries, and keep forging ahead. So that's also very, very important. Okay, now how can you get real support? You can join positive Facebook groups, challenges, membership sites, be part of groups like LCBW, which I look at as a very, very strong part of who I am. This tribe of women supports me, and I know that I can go to them for pretty much anything that I need. Not just business, but most definitely personal. Research and invest in the best coach for you or somebody that's going to support you in what you're trying to do. Use the best contractors for your business level. don't nickel and dime important projects that are going on. Invest in them. They're very important. Oh, this is huge. Get rid of toxic people in your life, or at least limit your contact with them. Now, I understand with friends, with certain family members, you can't necessarily block them from your life, but you can definitely look and see, is this person really benefiting me, or do I need to limit the time that I should be around them? Also, change the way that you respond to others. Looking at just what's happening with COVID and what's going on in people's lives, you need to understand it from their perspective as well as yours. And this is very important. You need an accountability partner in your life to help you stay on track with your goals, both personally and professionally. Okay, now step 5, I believe this to be the most important step. Practice and embrace gratitude, because number 1, it's going to help you relieve stress. It's going to elevate your brain serotonin to healthy levels. It's going to trigger any feel-good endorphins in your brain, which this is scientific proof. It's going to energize you emotionally. It's going to help you be less depressed and feeling ill. It's going to increase your ability to see the good in others, which we should be doing anyway. It's going to increase your ability to enjoy life. It's going to increase your trust in God or the universe or whatever you believe in. And it's going to create real balance in your body, your mind, and your soul. Okay. Get in the habit of thinking of 3 things or people in your life that you're grateful for. I do this every morning. I always write down my grateful list. I'm grateful to be in the home that I have. I'm grateful to be the mom that I have, of the amazing kids that I have. I'm grateful for the business that I have in place and that I've been in business for 3 years now, and I'm looking to scale it and looking at opportunities, what I can do for it. Learn to say thank you more. Don't take people for granted. Really look to see all the ways you can make your life better and thank them for it. Take the time to write a thank you note or do a send out card or do anything like that, because it really, really makes a difference. Start making phone calls to people that you just want to check on right now to make sure that they're doing okay with everything that's been going on with this COVID thing. And also, smile more. It not only shifts the energy of people you smile at, but it's yours as well. If you smile, then it actually will force you to feel better. It is impossible to feel bad about yourself if you're smiling. This is a fact. Okay, power planning and activation. If your problem is never getting started, it's enough to take one small step. Just make sure you get another one the next day and the day after and the day after that. Get into the habit of action. I can't stress this enough, and I say this a lot with my clients. You can put a plan together. You can have goals till you're blue in the face. But until you write them down and, more importantly, take action on what you're doing, and then even more importantly to that, hold yourself accountable to that plan, nothing's ever going to happen. And if your problem is getting overwhelmed or confused by all the steps, you got to look at highly effective ways to simplify your process. There's absolutely nothing wrong with streamlining, guys. There's nothing wrong with outsourcing things. So, delegation is a really, really good thing. It's not bad. So look into that. Start your power planning by making sure that you have a realistic picture of your finances, especially right now. Look at your budgets, look at cash flow reports. If you want help with any of those, I can definitely help you. I have all the Excel spreadsheets and things like that you need, the tools for those. Change any habits that are holding you back. Look at these habits. You've had 2 months where you've been, stuck at home. Look at kind of the habits that you've been doing. Have they been benefiting you, or have you been becoming more of a couch potato? So you've got to look at that. It's okay to be bold. Dare to take action, especially when it comes to embracing new ways of doing things. This is the time to take action, not to sit back on your laurels. You need to look at your business especially and say, okay, am I in a startup time now? Am I trying to maintain my business, or am I actually starting to need to scale it and grow it? And I can take a perfect example with that. I could have very easily just packed up my stuff and said, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not comfortable with doing Zoom meetings or learning how to do this type of thing because I normally do everything face-to-face. I am a major extrovert. So doing stuff like this is a little uncomfortable for me because I can't see you and I can't really see your reactions of what you're trying to do with me right now. But instead, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be starting a mastermind group. I'm going to start doing group coaching. I'm going to start doing more programs and videos and things on a virtual setting, because I realized that I could actually expand my business and help more people than, you know, going back to the only thing that I'm good at is face-to-face coaching and communication. So you got to be bold with your choices. Step 7, be ready for abundance, ready to accept it. Be specific, yet also be a little flexible as you're starting to go through this. Actively practice gratitude, like we talked about. It's important to think that you deserve more. And more importantly, instead of just stepping outside your box and getting outside your comfort zone, I actually train my clients and colleagues to grow your comfort zone. You're growing as a person, and that's very, very important. Remember that you can't control other people, just the way that you respond to them. So don't get frustrated or angry when things don't happen the way you want them to. Allow the universe to deliver that inspiration. Believe in the law of attraction. It's the truth. Help and results are on its way. Okay, now be ready for abundance. This is actually a pyramid that starts with the foundation with basic psychological needs, food, sleep, shelter, whatever. Then the next step is your safety. You got to look at your income, security, good health, and properties. Then your relationships. Then how you feel about your self-esteem and achievements and accomplishments. And then spirituality and morality and your high purpose is your top. So as long as you're doing these in the right order, then you're going to be okay, and you're going to be able to build up on that and then be ready for that success. And that is my presentation. The important thing right now, guys, is mindset. I can't stress that enough. You have to have a strong, powerful mindset.